Hello everyone. This video is all about entering in additional withholding and alternate tax percentages for employees. So let's get started. If you go to employees and then to employees and contractors, you will notice that for each employee, you have several options on the withholding tab. So, for example, I am in here for employee Cynthia Bailey, and if I click edit, it allows me to put in her marital status and her number of exemptions. And typically, the federal and state taxes are based off of marital status, so whether they're single or married, and how many exemptions they have. But there are a few times where an employee will elect to do an alternate tax percent or an additional withholding amount. So I am going to show you how each of those look. So the first way that an employee can do is an employee, as long as it's written out and signed by the employee, can say, you know what, instead of basing my taxes on whether I'm single or married and how many exemptions I have, I want to base it on just sending a flat $500 for federal. That is perfectly fine. You would come down to additional withholding, put in 500, and then you must check the box that says withhold additional amount only. That combination of entering the amount and checking the box withhold additional amount only means we know what her federal tax will be. Her federal tax that will come out of every paycheck will be $500. If I did not check this box, it would take out whatever her single zero taxes would be and then add $500 to it. So we don't want to do that. We want to ensure that only $500 comes out. Okay? And then the second way that we can do an alternate tax setup would be to do a percentage of her pay. So, for example, she could say for state, I want 10% of my income to go to state income tax. So in that case, you would go to the alternate percent column and then you would be able to put in 10%. So that means if her pay is $800, that $80 will come out going to state income tax. And then once you have that set up, you simply hit save and it's saving her setup. Now you can enter payroll, and on the payroll, you will be able to see this employee's setup. So her rate is $800. Let's go ahead and override that to 1,000. And let's say that she's going to pay $1,000. So we know that 500 is going to go for federal because we set up a flat $500, and then we did 10% for state. So 10% times $1,000. So we'll know that $100 will be going for state income tax. So we set that up. Now let's go ahead and preview our payroll. Preview, and we'll let that run. And then we'll take a look at the preview and verify that the taxes that we set up for the alternate amount and alternate percent are actually what come out on the payroll. All right, 2 errors there, 3 errors. None of them are about that employee, so excellent. Let's go view preview. And here's our first employee, Cynthia. So I can come over here and see her federal tax. Let me zoom in. All right, so I can see that her federal tax are indeed $500 because it was a flat $500 that I put in. And then for her state income tax, I can see that there's $100 that came out. And that's because we did 10% of whatever her gross pay was. So I can see that that indeed does show up on the payroll. So I hope this video has been of use to you. Again, what we did was we focused on doing alternative tax fixed amounts and alternative tax percents, and then we made sure that that showed up on the payroll. We have plenty of other videos on employees, so stay with us.